To learn to live the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Click the bell notification. It's all free. So I'm back at the wood pile again today. This morning, we gotta go back to that place that we were at, I guess a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, a week ago, where we got this stuff here. And this is 2/3 of a cord. We'll get another truckload. That's going to be a full cord. Last year, I guess during the shutdown, a lot of people were doing their yard work in the springtime. So spring and summer, there was just a ton of firewood. Everybody was giving away for free. Well, this year, it just didn't happen. Spring and summer, I guess everybody was out on vacations or doing whatever they were doing. Well, now here it is August, almost September. They're just throwing it out. After I get today's, we gotten 2 full cords just in the last, well, in August. All of it's been in August. 2 cords, that's 2 years of firewood for us. Now, it's been pretty hot. I've said this before, I think I've said this before, that I feel like the seasons have shifted about 1 month. I remember back in the mid-2000s, you know, maybe around 2000, well, maybe 2007, 2008, I read a report that China had built a big dam, and it held back so much water that it shifted the axis of the earth. And that's the last time I heard anything about it. I haven't heard anything about it since. But ever since then, I have noticed that it just seems like all the seasons are being pushed a little bit. So here it is, August, almost September, and we're getting temperatures that are equivalent to July, August temperatures. Here we are in August, and it's up near, well, today it's supposed to get up to 95. Meteorologists are never right. I scheduled this firewood pickup for today because it was supposed to be cooler. So I guess on Sunday she contacted us, and I said, well, let's do it on Friday because it's supposed to be cooler. Well, they've changed the forecast. It's just as hot as today as it was all week. So we'll get out there, get it done and over with in a hurry before it gets real hot. This is sure nice to have, the security blanket. I've said this so many times. It's just a beautiful security blanket. We'll be able to burn this stuff, at least most of this stuff. We've had it over a year. A year, I guess, this month. And this is oak and walnut. It sure is nice to have the confidence to do this year. Last year, you know, we were still new at this. I was fairly confident we had everything right. It's not that I've never done before. I mean, my family burned firewood most of my childhood, so I knew that aspect of it. I just wanted to make sure what I was thinking was true, burning 1 cord of firewood. Now, last year we burned a lot of firewood, as you'll recall, because we had the heat exchanger. I built an outdoor heat exchanger. We were trying to heat the camper, and it was just very inefficient. This year, we got the little wood stove, the little tiny house. I fixed all the seals, and the doorknob was broke or loose, and I fixed that. So we'll do very well this year. I'm confident of it. We'll clean the chimney before it gets real cold. Last year, we had to clean the chimney late in the season. Pretty good shape this year. I shouldn't need to clean it this summer. So when I say late, we may have had 2 weeks worth of time burning off and on. You know, you start it up in the morning and it'd be fine for the rest of the day, so we don't get any chimney fires. So all this stuff, we've already done once. We're experienced at it. I tell you, that roof is slick. Building the roof, anybody was here when I was building that roof, boy, oh, it was terrible. Well, then you had to get there and disassemble the chimney and run that brush down the chimney. Whew. This year we have the porch roof, so I'll be able to climb up on the porch roof, and I feel like that'll be a little bit safer. The porch roof is not near steep. Keep watching videos. There's 2 channels I've been watching. They're growing really fast, economic channels. And they're really talking about, we need to watch the economy. Of course, this is nothing new. It cycles. Probably about every 10 years that we have a big crash in the economy. At least that's been my experience in my lifetime. I can't say too much about the 90s. I think the 90s were okay, but when we got into 2003, we had a big crash. Of course, I was just starting a business back then. And so I had to go around cutting grass for $10 a lot to make enough money just to survive. And I was just rushing through those yards. I would do 10 or 15 yards a day. And of course the economy was in bad shape, so nobody wanted to pay a lot for their grass, so I was doing it for 10 bucks. It wasn't like they were looking for quality. They were just needing their grass cut so they didn't get fined. Getting time of the year where there's all the spiders are making their webs. It's hard to walk and navigate without wiping my face. And then we had another one in 2008, so I wasn't even 10 years. That was only 5 years. And it hit again. And I was just getting my business rebuilt and started back up, and it was doing really good. Not the grass cutting business, my regular business, the one that the grass cutting business supplemented for a while. In 2008, it hit again, and man, I struggled. And then 2011, I got a big contract, and then I ended up getting a job because I couldn't rebuild the business again. I was just tired of rebuilding it. Well, here it is, 2021, and it really does appear that we'll probably hit another recession. If I said depression, I meant recession. My grandparents really made a lot of money by investing their money in savings, CDs, savings account. I mean, that was pretty much all they did. I mean, I can't imagine my grandma played the stock market. She wouldn't have gambled her money like that. But it was all savings. Well, here, my entire adult life, well, since the 2000s, they've kept the interest rate so low you can't invest money that way. You got to be in the stock market. You got to have 401k, and I think it's just risky business. The last time I was in a 401k, stock market crashed, lost all my money. So I mean, that's not a good place. So I put my money in savings, and the only way I can save money is just by putting money into it. You're not going to make any money. The feds keep the interest rates low, so people will go out and borrow money. But I will tell you that it is really nice to be able to not worry about money anymore. And I'm not rich. I'm not. I make very little money. This is probably the least amount of money I've ever made in my life. But I'm not spending any money. I have everything I need here. So when we talk about money, money is just a piece of paper. But this is money right here. And I don't have to worry about it. I work just as hard as anybody else. And I think this is where people really struggle with me, is they think I need a jobby poo. That's what they keep saying. I don't know why it's a jobby poo. I don't understand that, but I gotta have a jobby poo. Well, I do have a jobby poo. I have an online business and I have YouTube, and so I'm making money there. And then I have this. I make my own food, I make my own heat, make my own electricity. So I'm not spending money, so I can reduce the amount of money I got to bring in so I can do this. It's really nice to be able to have a hobby that is also your job. This is something I really enjoy doing. I'm working for myself, providing for myself, the independence of it. I don't have to ask anybody for help. The government isn't involved in my life. I don't have to expect, well, somebody needs to give me a raise. Well, I don't need a raise. I know how much firewood I need this year, so that's how much I need to get. That's not a raise. And the more that we start producing our own food, then I don't have to go to the grocery store as much. That means I don't have to make even that much less money. So everything I make pretty much just goes into savings or things that we want or need. You know, we bought the lawnmower this year, so that was an investment, and just different things, canning equipment, things that provide for us to invest into our business here, the firewood, making our own food, buying chicken food. It sure is nice not having to worry about money when I know the economy is going to crash. This time I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about how am I going to pay the house payment. I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay the truck payment. It's all paid off. And the thing is if the truck breaks down, I have enough money where I can go get another one. We wouldn't get a new one this time. I enjoy new trucks. I feel like that's the way to go, but we'll get a used one. And if you spend $1,000 and it lasts you a couple, 3 years, it's paid for itself. As long as you don't put a lot of money into it. This one's got coming up on 80,000 miles. It's 6 years old this year. I've not had any mechanical issues with it other than an overheating problem. And we replaced the thermostat. But I don't think it was a thermostat because later it overheated again. I replaced the radiator cap and that fixed it. I've replaced the tires. I changed the oils and transmission fluids and all the things like I'm supposed to on schedule. So I don't have to worry about all this stuff. And I don't know how to explain this. People seem to think they want things to keep up with the Joneses. Yes, it's nice to have that new truck, but eventually that newness wears off. I was just talking about this yesterday with Carolyn about the tiny house. I just built the tiny house. This last winter, I built it. We moved into it in January. And I used to come up here at nighttime and I'd sit in it watching the fire. I had a fire in it. And I'd fall asleep watching the fire. It was just, new, and it was mine, and I built it. And then I got the siding on and the roof, and I would stand up there by the truck and I'd just look at the house, and it was just so pretty. And now it's like, well, okay, it's there. I really don't, I mean, I love the tiny house, but I don't have that new feeling. It's like a new relationship, you know? You meet someone and you're just passionate all the time, and then eventually that passion wears out and like, okay, where'd that go? Well, the same thing applies with having new things. And so what I think that everybody's trying to do is renew that newness. So they go out and buy a new car every few years, or they go out and buy a big house and then they sell it and go and get another big house, and it's always new and refreshing. I guess I'm a point in my life where that's just not interesting to me. I traveled the country thinking that's what I was wanting, that newness all the time, seeing something new, and I hated it. I think if we could back off on all that and just find that thing that says, okay, I'm satisfied, this makes me happy, then you don't need all those new things. I get to come out every day and do something that I enjoy, putting a little sweat equity into things, raising those chickens. Those chickens, I know they're food, but they're just really nice and relaxing to have. But we're not going to get out of this. I think we're just printing too much money. I think the federal government is spending too much money. I think the country in itself lives on borrowed money. And so what kind of economy is that? If you're just borrowing money, how are you making the money to put back into it? I don't understand. Eventually everybody's going to want their money back. And when we can't afford it, then they're going to come and get it. Well, I don't think they can come get mine. I really am trying to encourage you to get debt free and then find your happiness. Hope I can inspire you to stop worrying so you can live your dream. Thanks for watching.